Bear with me here, guys. It's been a long time since I've done anything like this in a while. This whole YouTube thing is crazy. It's really hard to get yourself back into the zone for all of it. And let's see how this all works out. Hi, everybody. My name is Griffin, and I'm here today to talk about why I think that you should start getting really serious about your skincare routine. I know there are a lot of people out there right now that are trying to get your attention, trying to talk about all these different things, and I thought that I might as well start getting into that zone as well. I think the more amount of opinions, people, views you have on a particular topic, the more informed you're going to be able to be for yourself. And all these other things regarding just making sure that you are making the right choices for you individually. And I became very interested in skincare about a year and a half ago, and I decided, you know what, I've been learning enough that I start wanting to share all of my opinions out there with people and seeing if I can help encourage people to do things. To tell you a little bit about myself, I am not a dermatologist. I am not an esthetician. I don't even work for anybody in the beauty industry. I'm just a nerd in the tech industry, actually. But I just started getting really into skincare. I don't really know why it happened. It just kind of became an easy way for me to say, you know what, this is a good way for me to start being good to my body, taking care of myself, investing in the future of my life and what I have and I'm going to have for the rest of my life. And it's been something that I've gotten very interested and into to the point where I can say that it's a passion of mine. I've been spending hours just about every day doing research on what new products are out there, what I'm interested in, and what I want to be putting on my skin, what I don't want to be putting on my skin. And throughout, especially the last few months, I've been able to really learn a lot about what works for me, what practices I think are going to be better than others, and I want to kind of share a lot of these things that I've learned. Just to set things straight, I'm not claiming that I know anything more or am any smarter or know any better than any professionals out there in the industry, including dermatologists, estheticians, etc. I have no professional experience or qualifications. I am just, again, a nerd on the internet sharing his opinions. And if you really need help with something, please go to one of them. In fact, I'm probably going to be talking a lot about that in every video I have, where I can just say, you should probably go to a dermatologist if you have really bad things going on with your skin. But I just kind of want to start sharing my opinions out there with the world and letting y'all know what I'm about. So skincare right now really is going through a renaissance of sorts, where we saw a few years back, makeup started becoming super duper popular with influencers popping up everywhere, just showing off everything going on, and that was what people were really into. And I think makeup kind of being the cousin of makeup started to kind of rear up and show interest as people started getting more and more in tune with their skin, what their skin reacts to in terms of makeup, and trying to figure out, hey, what if I want to have a really solid foundation for putting on my makeup so I don't have a lot of texture and stuff and it goes on very easily? And that eventually turns into other things like, what if I don't want to wear any damn makeup? What if I just want to go outside and do what's best for it? Or how do I make sure my skin stays like this as long as possible so that I can continue wearing makeup and looking super young? Because yes, makeup does do a lot about making sure that you can look the best you are or look like someone completely different, but it can only do so much to hide certain things that your skin is going to show off as it grows up. And that's really influenced a lot of brands to kind of pick up on that trend and start saying, you know what, yeah, people do want to pay attention to us. People do want to start doing more. The options, I remember growing up, I'm very young, I'm in my early 20s, but even then, like the options when I was a teenager to now have changed so much to the point where I can go to a drugstore and pick up an entire routine that I'd be super happy with right now. Whereas the 10 years ago, I don't think that would have been the same type of thing. It was very individualized. where you had the stuff for teenagers and young adults that were saying, get rid of your acne. And they were super drying, mostly salicylic acid and benzoyl peroxide type of products that were in every single product out there, and you're really going to be drying out your face. And then you have the stuff for the older market, the Estee Lauder type of things, where it's all about age prevention, wrinkle control, no more crow's feet, and it all smelled like roses and perfume, and you had to go to Neiman Marcus to go buy it. And those basically were the only two things that people bought, and people went out there to go buy. And if you were like me, just didn't do anything besides maybe wash your face with Cetaphil or water, if anything. And sunscreen was if you want to go to the pool, if you're going to the mountains to go skiing, then you'd wear sunscreen. But every day, no, that wasn't a thing. But now we have so many different ways for you to kind of express your creativity through the products that you want and find individualized things that are going to work best for you. And it's not just limited by price anymore. It's not just limited by going to in-store anymore. The internet really has made it a way for you to figure out what's going to work best for you. And I find that so amazing and so much fun. So before I go too in depth about kind of what I'm going to be talking about here, let's start back at the beginning on why you should be taking care of your skin in the first place. And what I would say is, honey, you only have one pair, set, something, I don't know what the describing word for it is. You only have one skin in your life. You only get to go with it once. Yes, it will be able to heal itself and recover itself, but eventually there's going to be enough damage you're going to do to it that you aren't going to be able to get back to the same place you used to be a few years ago. And that can show in things like aging, that can show in things like skin cancers, that can show in things like scarring, and a bunch of other things out there that are going to last with you your whole life if you don't do anything about it. And while a lot of you might be thinking, oh, that's not a big deal, that's not the biggest priority in my life, sure, like I would try to prioritize staying healthy in ways that are going to prevent you from being severely ill in the first place, it's going to affect a lot of things going on. I think we're going through a very big stage of mental health awareness right now, which I really appreciate as somebody who is a very big advocate of that. And a lot of people get very self-conscious and lose a lot of self-esteem through their skin and not feeling like they can look in the mirror and feel confident about it. And some people, when they have these things that they don't know how to fix, are going to drive into a rut. And it's really going to influence your mood even if you recognize it or not. Where it's important to recognize these things, whether it's for your health physically or for your health mentally, to improve upon. And that's just kind of an important thing to remember. And what I'm here to do is I want to help encourage at least one person watching this to start taking control of their skincare life and trying to take control of the decisions that they make. Every influencer here on this platform is going to have a different opinion. And I think that's what makes YouTube and the skincare community as a whole so amazing. That you can find somebody that's going to match your needs, somebody that's going to be able to entertain you, somebody that you're going to want to listen to and follow to go through that. So a little bit about me, if I'm that match for you, and even if not, I hope you're still a little bit interested, because I'm going to be talking about some people that I also think are really amazing in the community as well, because I started somewhere. Everyone has to start somewhere. But I would consider myself to actually have pretty normal skin. And I think that's a pretty uncommon thing to hear on YouTube, where I think most people get into skincare because they grew up having a lot of problems and didn't know how to fix them, and it took them a lot of time to figure it out. And while I do definitely have some things that I'm trying to work on, I'm not perfect skin. Normal does not mean perfect. I think it's important to kind of see people in that spectrum too, where I definitely have a bit of combination stuff going on, where I can get very oily in the T-zone and dry in the, some people call it the U-zone. I call it the cheeks and chin area. And there are little issues that go on, such as dark circles on your eyes that are genetic, and you have sebaceous filaments in your nose that a lot of people confuse for blackheads. that I continue to face on a day-to-day basis. And I've been able to find ways to get through it. And it's not all about saying, oh, I have normal skin, I can throw anything at it. I get pimples from time to time. I had acne as a teenager. It just was very controllable and not a huge part of my growing up and needing to find products that aren't going to irritate me. That said, I still am very picky about what I put on my skin and what ingredients are in there, despite having pretty resilient skin that can tolerate a good amount of stuff thrown at it. Right now it is winter, so I am on the drier side, and my cheeks have been getting a little bit more irritated when I go in the shower for too long because they're getting dried out. So it's important that I find the right products to help remedy those things that I'm noticing in the seasonal environment as a day-to-day type of thing where you do a little checkup to your skin and say, how are you feeling? What's going on? How can I make you better? One of the trade-offs of skincare kind of getting its moment right now, though, is that there starts to become a big issue on knowing what to choose, how to make these decisions. What should I buy? How much should I put on my skin? How much should I be spending in all this? And that is where the influencers kind of, I think, have most of their merit, where they help you figure out what's good for them, what you need to be spending on something. Should you be spending a lot? Should you not be spending a lot? And where to kind of figure out where to start. And I think I see a lot of issues out there of people who aren't doing enough, especially a lot of the fellow people I know in the male gender. But I also see a lot of people doing way too much to their skin, where they're putting on 10 different products. I remember the 10-step skincare Korean routine became a thing, and people didn't understand that it wasn't meant to be 10 steps every day, but still did it anyway. And then they go, why am I not seeing results? Or why is my skin getting really irritated? And I'm like, well, Becky, this is because you are putting on everything when your skin's all like, hold up, what the hell are you putting on my face? And you need to stop. You need to figure out what's going to work for you, what isn't. And I like to start with a very simple baseline and building yourself up from there and seeing, all right, can I add this in? Is this not going to add in well? How is my skin reacting to it? It's important to patch test, see what works for your skin, see what doesn't. And that all starts with this guy right here. If you are a fan of the skincare community, you are going to know this guy well. It is sunscreen. This is specifically the PURITO Centella Green Level Unscented Safe Sunscreen. It is a Korean product. I love it very much. But sunscreen is going to be the one thing that everybody needs in their routine. I don't care if you say, oh, it's winter, the sun's not out. I don't care if you say, oh, I stay indoors all day. It doesn't matter. The sun is the thing that is going to cause your skin to age and to get ill as fast as possible. And that is why it's important to protect yourself from it. It is going to cause aging through the UVA rays, and it's going to cause burns through the UVB rays, and it's going to cause cancer if you go on it too long. Don't let the sun get to you. It can go through windows. It can still age you through windows. It can still get through the clouds. Wear sunscreen. And then I like to start going into more of the traditional skincare products, where we have my favorite cleanser right now. This is the Roche-Posay Hydrating Gentle Cleanser. You can get it at the drugstore, $15 for 400 milliliters. It does not need to be expensive. In fact, I prefer cheaper cleansers because it's going to be washed right off of your skin. And this is just about making sure that your skin is clean when you're going to bed every night, so that it has a chance to repair itself. You have no dirt going and irritating everything, and making sure that you have a nice slate for it to be able to be happy. No irritation going on. So then you can go on with your moisturizing step. This is the ILLIYOON Ceramide Auto Lotion. This one I actually have not seen talked about from any English influencers at all. I've seen it shown by some Korean influencers, but it's a really good moisturizer if you have more normal to oily skin, where it's a very light type of texture. And what that's going to do is it's going to help replenish all the moisture to your skin, help heal the moisture barrier go on there, and kind of plump it up, make it a little bit more happy so you can go out through your day. You can start introducing more steps after that, But that's when it gets a lot more targeted, about trying to figure out what problems you're trying to fix and where you're trying to go from there. And I hope to guide you through that. But right now it's about kind of laying the foundation. All three of these products that I've talked about right now are all very affordable products and very accessible depending on where you live. Yes, 2 of them are Korean products, but those are just a couple examples of the many products that I've tried out and many ones that I want to continue to show off and recommend to you. You have options out there at the drugstore that are going to be very nice, like the Roche-Posay stuff. You have options that are Korean that are very affordable. The PURITO sunscreens in like the $10 to $15 range, that lotion's in like the $15 to $20 range, and they're really good for that price. I don't think there are many things on the market that I would say are strictly better. There are different things out there that are going to target different needs out there, but you can still find things within your price range regarding all of that. And you also have really cool trendy brands like The Ordinary, The Inky List, and stuff at Target like Verse Skincare that are awesome for kind of more trendy, new ingredients, trying to go really fun with all the things going on there. But it's still $20. You can afford that. You don't have to worry about going to Sephora anymore and saying, well, I really need something for my skin, but I don't want to pay a lot for it. I spend a lot of time actually on the websites, going to those stores, trying out these things and seeing what I enjoy there, what doesn't work for me, what does work for me. And I will say that if you're somebody who goes through a fragrance-free lifestyle, hello, nice to meet you. I'm Griffin, I'm your girl for this. I have committed to a fragrance-free kind of skincare type of thing with very few exceptions going on for a few reasons. I'll probably try to make a video about this later. Hiram, I know, just made a video about this that I very wholly agree with. But even as somebody with normal resilient skin, fragrance can cause a lot of issues. I once tried the serum that I got on Etsy that gave me a lot of pimples because it was maybe 50% essential oils, and you don't want that on your skin. And I have, I'd say, a pretty thorough skincare routine on a day to night. I want to kind of go through what am I currently using, what are my winter empties, and a bunch of other ideas regarding videos that I want to continue on through this time going on here. But I'll get there when I get there. You don't need to worry about those unless you come and say, I have hyperpigmentation, how do I fix that? I have dry, flaky skin, how do I get rid of that? I have scars, how do I help soothe and remove those? I have opinions, I have what I think are answers, and if I don't have the answer, I can help direct you to resources to help find that and get there for you. I don't claim that I know everything. In fact, I think I know very little. And the more I spend inside of this community, the more I realize that I don't know. But I find that so fun. I find that so fascinating to kind of be in this world where I'm constantly learning from all my peers, all these other people out there, from scientists who are making the cosmetics, from dermatologists who are helping people on a day-to-day basis. And I want to start this journey with you. I want to get there together. So if you have any questions for me, please let me know in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. I want to create a community out there of people who are just eager to learn and eager to be there and kind of recommend things to each other, because I have so much fun in this community out there. I've spent a lot of time on Asian beauty and skincare addiction subreddits, on Discords together, chatting with other YouTubers. It's been a lot of fun, and I want to go through this. I want to learn together, and I want this to be a process where we can all be really happy about our skin together going forward. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.